got Shawn Porter? Who got one? The black channel. Who got Shawn Porter? That's all I see in the comment section. Y'all motherfuckers going crazy. I love this sport. After every big fight, these fucking fans, bro. Y'all be ready to kill some shit. Like, if I could, oh gosh, why? Shawn Porter. These motherfuckers be going crazy. I'm just kicking back, seeing some comments. Why would they do that? Shawn Porter is who goes to get him. Why? Yeah. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Shawn Porter versus Ugas, main event, dog. We gotta talk about it. But first, a message from our sponsor. Nah, I'm just bullshitting. They definitely didn't sponsor me, but Horrible. If y'all want to sponsor the boy, go for it, because these gummy treats are delicious. Hold on 1 second before we get started. We go get started 1 second. I gotta check something. What did Max DeLuca say? Man, we gotta talk about it. There's so much going on. Damn. Did Bevo win? Oh, he stopped him? Ego a bitch. That's what's up. Bevo got the stoppage. I didn't get to see it. Y'all watched the Dimitri Bivol, Joe Smith fight? We're gonna talk about him. Man, he's coming. Oh, he won a decision? Can somebody tell me what happened in the Bevo fight? Did he win a decision or did he get a stoppage? Shout out to Minnesota. We ain't got no shooters. What the fuck? Somebody, y'all just gonna let them call me a bitch? Somebody just call me a bitch and it just is still in here. Y'all okay? Yeah. All you motherfuckers. All right. Okay. Y'all gonna let them call your boy a bitch and just still be in the chat. Oh, you ungrateful, fool-ass, bitch-made motherfuckers. Wow. Thank you. Finally, somebody clapped. Shout out to Dark Truth. Man. Y'all just gonna let him call me a bitch and just be lingering. You're a lingerer. The motherfucker was just posted. He just called me a bitch and was just like fucking Run DMC. He was just posted about shit. Oh yeah, Ego, you're a bitch. And it was just like, what's good? I'm still in here. Yeah, man. Bevo won a decision? Oh, I thought he got a stoppage. Y'all said Bevo will beat Andre Ward. Stop it. Especially at the time that, you know, when Ward was active, you know, at that time, like, at least Bevo's good, you know. There's definitely skill there. But y'all be, these motherfuckers in boxing, bro. If you look a certain way, complexion for the protector, whatever, y'all be rating the fuck out of people quick. Talking about Bevo will beat Andre Ward. Man, what? Jean Pascal, he went to decision, and Pascal was Man, I thought Pascal been done, to be honest. Pascal, yeah, man, Pascal didn't look good versus Ugas Gonzalez, and Bevo got him like after, like couple fights after that. And y'all telling me Bevo beat Andre Ward. Hey, Cursor, I know you good for it. Just shoot responsibly, please, because I don't really want to add any more shooters, but I know you've been down for the ride. Shout out to Cursor, we got a new shooter. Please, just if you don't know, then just leave it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Ego, I just heard Caleb Plant's mom got shot and killed by a deputy. I ain't hear that, but that's fucked up if it's true. Caleb, that's my guy, you know, so I hope that's not true. I haven't heard anything about that. But if that happened, then condolences with the Plant family. That's fucked up. What's up, everybody? I know y'all want to talk about these fights that came on and stuff. Y'all want me to do from the bottom to the top? Pause. Y'all want me to start with like the undercard stuff, like some quick thoughts, or y'all want me to go straight into the Porter? Shout out to Chirac, man. Digital mobbing. Y'all want to go straight to the main event and then work our way back? Shout out to my guy Rolly. Y'all gotta vote. Game don't wait. 1 for undercard, 2 for undercard. First to 5, that's what we doing. Undercard main event. It's supposed to be pretty seamless. Come on. All right, fuck it. Undercard. Nope, that's it. Everyone, the first people I seen were undercard. Okay, I did a video about it, but F.A. Ajagba, I like it. It was a step up. He fought Amir Mansour. Amir Mansour is a heavy-handed puncher. Some people are like, oh, he's 46. Bernard Hopkins was 1,000 and he was still fighting. So, you know, in the heavyweight division, power is usually the last thing to go. Amir Mansour had a better resume than F.A. Ajagba, and he's heavy-handed. So, you know, it was a step up for where F.A. Ajagba is, and he passed that. Salute to my dude. You know, shout out to that Nigerian, man. I just like the development of F.A. Ajagba. The motherfucker's strong. He came from Wakanda or some shit because he got that vibranium too. He's strong. I liked he looked calculated. He looked patient. I mean, the strength, we've seen that for his last. Put it this way. F.A. Ajagba is the guy that the bell rang. They touched glove. Like, do you know how hard you have to hit for someone to listen to the ref instructions, touch gloves, and then the bell rings, you go back to your corner, you know, the neutral corner, and then the bell's like ding, 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 and then they like, man, fuck this, and get out the ring. Bro, I've watched boxing my whole life, and I've never seen that, ever. Like, that's how you know he's hitting hard. If a motherfucker just got out the ring, like, he really took the time. That means he was contemplating it the whole time. The ref's giving instructions. All right, the trunks right here. The trunks are good. Trunks are here. These are a little bit high. You know, listen to my instruction. You know, ref's doing his shit, and you listening to all this, knowing you finna fly up out that ring. Hell nah, bro. That's how you know a motherfucker hit hard. I watched boxing my whole life. I ain't never seen that. The motherfucker took the time to listen, and he was listening like he really cared what the ref said. Like the ref was gonna matter. Motherfucker, you know you gonna fly up out them ropes like, you know, WWE. Remember when somebody would run down and then help a fellow wrestler beat someone's ass and then climb out the ropes and then run back, and the referee wakes up with consciousness and he sees that, oh, this person's on top of this person. Let me do the count. This motherfucker F.A. hit hard, bro. I could tell he hit hard based on his name. That sound like a name of a motherfucker that'll hit you, knock that change out your coin star, you know, make a McGriddle out your bitch ass. Like if you like, man, fuck you, I'm from Crenshaw Mafia, I'm gonna go get my brother. Man, fuck your brother. All right, I'm gonna get my brother F.A. You be like, F.A.? Nah, don't get him. That just sound like the motherfucker with the shit. Sound like he hitting hard. Motherfucker, like a fabulous F-A-B-O, hello, U-S. Hell no, bro. Your name let me know you got smoke, bro. And I'm a big dude, but I'm not. I'm a bitch up on that. Like, if motherfucker, would you say your name? See, I'm not superstitious. I don't know the word. I don't know what you call it, but I believe in stuff like that. Like certain guys, certain names. Certain names you just don't fuck with. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never met a fine Ursula, ever. Like, I ain't never met no one young named Gertrude and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in names. I feel like parents name you whatever for a reason. And, you know, that's a strong sounding name. So I'm not fucking with nobody named no F.A. and shit. That's some Lion King shit or something. Nah, bro. You gotta, like, if it, like, your name like Rafiki, like, I'll beat the fuck out of Rafiki. That sound like a motherfucker I could take. But not no, Simba and F.A. and shit. Nah, bro. I'll fuck Rafiki up on Bloods. Nah, fuck that. I'll fuck a Rafiki Puma, Timon. I'll fuck Timon up. Pumbaa. What was his name? Puma. I'll fuck him up. But like, when you start getting to you start graduating to the Simbas and the F.A., yeah. That's, this above my pay grade. Hey, I ain't fuck with nobody named Simba. That just sound like a strong name and shit. Like, what's your name? Simba. Oh, shit. Mufasa. F.A. It is me. F.A. Oh, shit. You just said that strong. Would you got some extra vowels in your shit? And you put a verb in your name? That shit sounds strong. So yeah, F.A. did his F.A. did his thing. Hey, his straight right was butter. That motherfucker was like Drago. He was turning that bitch like Drago. You remember when Apollo Creed got killed? It was flying around. Hey, Drago mopped up Apollo Creed so fucking bad, bro. That motherfucker's afro was shifting and shit. The Black China. Apollo Creed didn't know where he was at. Fuck that. Drago was measuring him. That's how F.A. was with that right. Yeah, man. Amir Mansour, he didn't really have a real game plan for F.A. See? Shout out to Big Time. He know the power of a name. He said, I don't want no smoke with no one named Umbaku. Yeah, that just sounds too strong. Take your name down a few notches. Umbaku. Like a motherfucker named Cecil, I beat the fuck out of Cecil. So you could tell in the name. I can, at least. Occasionally you get it wrong. Like Dwayne The Rock Johnson or something. You're like, man, who the fuck is Dwayne? Oh, there go Dwayne. That's Dwayne. Okay, the big Samoan black dude. Okay. So occasionally you get it wrong. Or like DMX, his name is Earl Simmons. So occasionally the name will be off. Like DMX might fuck around. Stay out the door. Actually, rappers be having them crazy names. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, their names don't. Like Reggie Noble. What's it? Reggie Noble? Redman? Like, they be having names like Curtis Jackson. They be having like friendly ass names. Percy Miller. Make them say, nah. But yeah, man, F.A. did his thing. That was a step up. I like it. I like the step up in class. I watched Daniel Dubois yesterday, and he bulldozed Raz Kojano. So I like this from these young cats. Just keep moving through the ranks. Yeah, Reginald Noble. That don't sound like that, but it is still Redman. So you don't want to try him. But if you just read his name, you're like, man, who the fuck is Reggie? Heard the motherfucker say his name Reggie. What movie? What movie is that from? Yeah, Marcus. What movie is that? Yeah, heard the motherfucker say his name was Reggie. Shit. What movie is that from? See, y'all don't know y'all movies. Y'all ain't on y'all movies. Shout out to Cursor, new shooter. Shout out to Roberto. He guessed it. Yep. Shout out to Rain Clouds. He said, Marcus, nigga, who that is, though? Yeah, heard the motherfucker say your name Reggie. Shit. He said, hi, Mr. Bonnet. That motherfucker was spooked. He said, how old you? Shit, I'm 16. He's like, shit, nigga, you at least 30. So FA did good. The other fight, why am I drawing a blank? Santana. What was the other dude's name? Starts with the R. Santana. Fuck. What was the dude's name? Chia Pet Santana, you know, well, he got his name from Chia Pet. Chia Santana versus Romero. What was his name? Ramos. Yeah. That was the best fight. You know, the FA fight wasn't really competitive. That was the best, most competitive fight, you know, with good action. Yeah, that was good shit. You know, Chia had to be tough in one of them rounds because, you know, Ramos' face was all busted up and bloody and shit. And he came back vicious with them uppercuts. He had his old boy's head down low, boop, he was feeding him. And Chia was like, you know, if there's a little bit more time in that round, it would have been bad. Main event. I know that's what y'all want to hear about. Smash the like button. You know what? I just straight up. It was a weird. I said this in my post fight. It was a weird fight for me. Shawn Porter versus Yordenis Ugas. It was a really weird fight for me. Like, I almost didn't do a live stream. Like, it just put me in a weird mood. Like, you know, it was like a Drake fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just had me thinking about ex-girlfriends and shit. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but it put me in a weird mood. Like, really weird. Like Marvin's Room or some shit. I don't know. I don't know if it was just me. Maybe it's just I was hungry. Weird fight. It was close. What y'all mean? Nah. What? What? What y'all talking about? No. No what? Someone said hell nah. No, I'm just saying the fight was like weird. Like, it put me in a weird mood. Like, it was like I don't know how to react. Like it was like Drake, like some Marvin's Room. You know, they say don't drink and drive and shit. It's like some Marvin's Room. Cups of that rose, bitches on my own phone. I should call one. I should call and go home. You know you. I don't know. It just had me on some cups of that XO. Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah, that you love so bad. I know you still think. It just put me in a weird mood, y'all. It wasn't close, Ego. What? That shit was close to me. Y'all, were you close to the TV? What you mean it wasn't close? Y'all be lying, bro. Listen, people, y'all gotta stop with that robbery shit. Y'all really do. Everything's a fucking rob. Like, do y'all call the police? Like, it was a robbery. Like, what did he look like? I don't know. He was in his car. Like, he robbed you from his car? Yeah, he took my parking spot. Like, they want to know about real robberies. Like, you call the police station, they think you're talking about an actual robbery, like a stick up. These motherfuckers just be saying robbery for everything. Bro, not everything is a robbery. He said, you stop. That's cute. Anyway, not everything is a robbery. I don't understand why after every fucking fight, anytime it's a fight with somebody that got some names, everything's a robbery. It was a close fight. I don't care if you like it, bite me, sue me, fuck it. What's a couple of dollars to me? You know? It was a close fight. You know, like, gun to my head, I would probably say Ugas won by a round or two. The draw's not out of the question. Porter winning as a champion is not out of the question. That's what I'm saying. It was a weird fight. I think, to be honest, excuse me, that was so unnecessary and extra. To be honest, make sure y'all smash the like button, first of all. To be honest, like, one, I'm sick of every major fight. It's a robbery. Like, some fights, you know, are robbery. And you notice I do it different over here. On my channel, I do it different. Daniel Jacobs versus Triple G, I didn't say it was a robbery. I said I thought Triple G lost the fight and I thought Jacobs won. You know? But every single time, you know, robbery. You see how I do it? I know what a close fight is. You know, people, Andre Ward, Kovalev, robbery. It ain't no robbery. I was there. It was a close fight. No matter who you had, it was a close fight. This was the case here to me. You know, I would never, like, destroy the dining room over that decision. I've seen fucked up decisions in boxing. That's what makes me believe that some of y'all don't really know shit about boxing. You don't know the history and the lineage, because if that is the biggest robbery and shit you've seen, what about, like, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker versus Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. in Texas? Like, what would you call that? You know? Even more recent, like Richard Abreu versus Brandon Rios. He looked bad in that fight. You know? These are more robberies. Ego, in your opinion, who won the fight? I would probably give it to Ugas. I just said that. I would probably give it to Ugas. But he made mistakes and flaws in there too. And I wouldn't have given it to Ugas by anything. Yeah, Joseph Igbeko, Mares won. And Mares should have been deducted points for punching Igbeko's dick off. See, that's what I'm saying. These dudes don't know boxing. You know? If that's the biggest robbery, it was a close fight. You know? You could have argued a draw. And here's another indication for you, you numbnuts, who always come to my shit arguing and, like, trying to be different and shit. Why do we have so many conflicting opinions on Twitter, you know, in the comment section, in chat rooms, if it was so easy of a fight? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no, like, real consensus here. I'm seeing people say, oh, you guys beat his ass and Porter ran. I'm seeing people saying that you guys didn't impress me and he was too hesitant. You know, so you're getting Unbreakable. Remember Unbreakable? Samuel Jackson. Oh, I'm Mr. Glass. How he was the fragile motherfucker with the nappy hair and fucked up fro. And then Bruce Willis was kind of the opposite. He was like this superhero of sorts, could lift all this weight and, you know, get shot, getting train wreck. That's what some of these post-fight breakdowns are. So I don't think we have like a clear, decisive victor here. You get what I'm saying? Like, where everyone's gonna agree. And you guys always come to my shit. Robert, I don't care what you do on other channels, to be honest. I don't care what you talk about in forums. But, like, on my shit, you got to talk with some type of sense. Real talk. So, let's that's out of the way. It wasn't a robbery. It was a close fight, you know. I stopped scoring. That, you know, like, I was actually writing down my score on my phone. I was like, fuck that, you know. I just stopped. So, but I'm pretty good with the eye test. Probably would have gave it to you guys by a round or two, but he fucked up too, because he's like, and I hate to say this, but hold on. First of all, we got to get these likes up. This is not a game. This is what I do for a living. Hope you guys enjoy it. If y'all want me to say this, even though I hate saying it, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? I'm going to give you some thoughts. I need to see them hell yeahs. Y'all got to motivate me. If y'all want me to say this. I hate saying this, but I'm gonna do it if the fans want me to. We got one, hell yeah. Let's go. God damn these gummies. All right. I hate to say this, but I gotta say it. After this gummy, this shit is fucking delicious. All right. Me personally, I think it's bullshit. But I gotta say it because there's an ounce of truth to it. Hold on, let me turn the beat down so y'all hear it. Y'all want to hear this? People say Floyd Mayweather changed or ruined boxing. I think that's bullshit because I believe in personal choices, and if you didn't like what someone did before you and they're kind of out of the game, then don't do it. But people always make that like assertion that basically Floyd Mayweather changed the future of boxing. Now fighters don't want to do this and that. I do think there's an ounce of truth to this aspect. Floyd being so influential as he is and was on the sport has left some negative connotations, some negative residue that fighters have picked up. But it's not his fault. It's not his fault because they're taking what he did and trying to do it themselves, but they don't deserve to do it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so this is what I'm saying. I'm not blaming Floyd for all of boxing's woes and ails. I'm talking about people, since he was so big, such a spectacle, they think they can do what he did and be successful at it in so many different ways. You see today, you see fighters who they're trying to cash out, look for the big checks, and their resume is like fucking trash bag juice, hot dog water, you know. You see people like doing stuff like that. Oh, I'm going after the big fights, you know, not caring about title. Floyd Mayweather didn't do that. But they took the later part of his career where he was the boss, where he did call the shots, and then they took that small thing and, you know, that timepiece and tried to recreate it. And that's what's hindering and fucking up boxing, because people are doing shit and you're not Floyd. They're talking about like let's say Joshua Wilder. They'll be like, oh, this fight should marinate. No, the fuck it shouldn't. Oh, but you guys waited 7 years for Mayweather Pacquiao. Listen, whoa. Mayweather's an anomaly. Pacquiao's an anomaly. They had actual issues for why they couldn't fight. Pacquiao ass didn't want to do no drug tests. That motherfucker. I have tattoos like Machine Gun Kelly, but I am deathly afraid of that needle. I don't like it. You know, he actually had shit. You know, at a point they were on different networks, Showtime and HBO. So you had different shit that actually created roadblocks. At one point, Pacquiao was suing Mayweather. He slandered me, and I would like to press charges and file this lawsuit if employed me. You know. So they actually had issues. At a point in time, Deontay Wilder was fighting on Showtime. You know, it probably is still fighting on Showtime. Joshua was fighting on Showtime. There was no DAZN. So they don't have the fucking issues. But this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Floyd ruined boxing. People's perception of Floyd ruined boxing. You know, I'm not saying ruined. That's harsh, because that's like we're in a good place still. But I'm saying people are trying to take excerpts and bits and pieces and cliff notes out of Floyd's career and try to recreate it. But it don't work like that. You know, and the same thing with some of these fighters. They think it. No, y'all laughing because y'all know that's how Pacquiao be. I want to. Pacquiao just be saying whatever. Like, hey, Pacquiao, you hungry? It's up to my promoter. Like, motherfucker, I'm asking you. I'm not gonna ask Bob Arum if you're hungry. What the fuck? Pacquiao, at one point in time, he was like always up to his promoter. Hey, Pacquiao, you want a cheeseburger? You want a cheeseburger, Pac? It's up to my promoter, Bob Arum. Like, what the fuck does Bob Arum have to do with you eating a cheeseburger? Bob's in Vegas right now. He's at the top rank offices. I'm asking you. Let me ask Michael Kant and Bob Adam if it's up to my promoter. Like, why would it be up to your promoter? Stop it, Pacquiao. Stop. Anyway, I don't know if I just was saying whatever. Like, hey, Pacquiao, you like the Tim Bradley decision? It's up to my promoter. Like, what the fuck is your promoter have to do with your opinion on if you was robbed? Stop it. Man, I ain't tripping. I'm speaking that real. Ack Reacher, number 45. $2 super chat. Thank you. Shit was on some He-Man and Skeletor. What was? I'm lost. What was on He-Man and Skeletor? So anyway, people are taking bits and pieces and trying to duplicate it. Even the company, like,
This the real deal.
easy work.
This the real deal. Easy work.
You know, like even the promoters and matchmakers stuff, they're trying to do it. So like, again, I'm not blaming Floyd for it because I think that's bullshit. If you don't like what another man did, another grown ass man, then you don't do it. You know, but you see it though. You see Canelo making like business decisions here and, you know, different stuff like that because he feels like, hey, Mayweather got to call the shot, but Mayweather did it different. You know, Canelo had an opportunity to take the torch from Floyd Mayweather. That's right, but he lost and he got dog walked in that fight. Mayweather had the opportunity to take the torch from his predecessor, the previous cash cow, Oscar De La Hoya, and he beat him. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't work like that, you know? But anyway, I know I got long-winded. That was a little rant. I personally don't blame Floyd, but people, you can see his impact, his behavior, and like things he did in his career, people are trying to mimic because it was obviously successful for him. I've seen people trash talk and it doesn't look like it, but they think they need to do that. You know, I've seen people like, here's an example. The Mayweather-McGregor press tour was lit. It was lit. You feel me? You got to have the gift of gab. Like, you have to have a mouthpiece to pull that off. Connor's funny and Floyd's funny. You know, and they're witty and they say little things. So that's why that was what it was. Okay, shout out to Og. He sent another $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Floyd and Pacquiao was like He-Man and Skeletor, he said. Got you. Yeah, it was like opposite. So there was a reason that fight took so long to happen. But there's no reason for a lot of these other fights to not happen. Because most of these guys aren't like huge cash cows like Mayweather and Pacquiao was. And different network. You know, it's not entirely transferable. But anyway, we got to get back to this fight with Shawn Porter, because I said all that to relate it to this. Make sure y'all smash the like button, please. Helps the channel. It shows that we popping, people engage, whatever. I said you guys did some things wrong. That's one of them. Like, you ain't no Floyd Mayweather, like where you can box. First of all, Floyd was a gifted boxer, so he would make people look foolish. Ugas was doing enough to make it, you know, he wasn't, it was never bound to work for him. He would have to step on the gas a little bit more, I would feel. Do you get what I'm saying? But people think they're like above it. You know, you worked your whole life to get a world title. You didn't get the Errol Spence, and you guys should be happy he didn't get the Spence fight, because he was Spence's mandatory. I don't know if that would have been pretty, but anyway, you work your whole life to get a title shot. You know, you're the mandatory for Spence. That didn't come up first. This came up, and you're so close. You're dangerously close to beating him. And I really felt like Shawn Porter and Ugas, both of them, neither one of them really showed any major separation. They were fighting at the similar level, you know, with just different styles. And I feel like when they both watch the tape, they will probably have some regrets in terms of like, damn, I could have did this different, or why was I doing that so much type stuff. Even Shawn Porter's face when the bell rang, you know, you guys did a little celebration, and Shawn Porter just looked like, God damn. He looked like Usher at the beginning of the Confessions. Hello? Nah. Don't you play with me like that. You serious? No. Quit playing with me. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Every time I was in LA, I was with my ex. He just looks like, he looked real concerned. You get what I'm saying? Y'all remember Confession, the video? My Usher was hella happy and shit. Yeah. Hey JD, you play that track? Hold on. I gotta take this call. Hold on. This is a phone. Hello? What? You serious? Nah, quit playing. Don't play with me like that. Where? No, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Bye. Every time I was in it, I was with my ex-girl. Was out doing my dirt. Thinking about you getting hurt. Hey, that's a classic ass album. He didn't look like satisfied with his performance. I can't get no satisfaction. He just didn't look happy, to be honest. Look at his face. See, I be having that eagle eye. Ah! I don't even know if that's the bird noise that eagle makes, but that was pretty awkward. I don't even know what type of bird that was, but anyway, I seen it. I seen it. He didn't look happy. Same thing with Ugas. He just did stuff like honestly, it was kind of frustrating to watch. Hector, nobody cared what you talking about. Nobody cares. This is Boxingego, not Boxing Hector and friends. We don't care, bro. Because listen, all y'all do is just do these you guys want like fucking the Terminator, like Cyborg. Put a full sentence, would you? You motherfuckers like T-800 model Terminators and shit. You guys want, fuck you asshole. Like, can you put a complete sentence? Bro, we don't care, man. We don't care what you talking about, dog. Anyway, they both should have did more to show separation. I really feel that way. You said Hector and friends. Man, that's what I'm saying. These dudes always trying to come here and like run the show and shit, bro. You guys won. Like, what? 2 + 1? What? Man, sit down. You talking about some 2 + 1? You guys won. Whatever you talking about. What? Anyway, they both could watch the tape and hopefully learn. And the thing is, the type of fight it was, I don't even want to see him run it back, to be honest. I really don't. Like, it was solid, but it wasn't something like stylistically that I probably need to see, you know. And then as far as like the bad wolves of the division, or at least the perception I've seen, are Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford. That's the mass appeal that I've seen. And I feel like both of their performances, neither one of them, if that was the audition tape, wouldn't strike fear in Crawford's heart or Errol Spence if he beats Mikey Garcia. You get what I'm saying? Because they left some things to be desired. Again, for you guys, this is my thing. He boxed well. He abandoned his body attack. He had a real good body attack. Shawn Porter's shorter. You got these long ass arms. You place your punches well. Shawn Porter had a lot of bounce and maybe unnecessary movement. Why would you? Why? You ever seen that? It's like an evangelist or like a preacher, and he's like, why? This is some white dude. He's like, why? So that's what I was watching this fight. You guys, you long arms, you taller, you're attacking the body well. You know, you have like a jab to the body shots. He's moving a lot, and you just stop. You don't have a continual body. Why? Why did you do that? You know, I felt like he should have just continued attacking. Shawn Porter used a lot of movement, you know? So a guy that missed weight initially when he tried to do it and was moving a lot and is known to be in good shape, that body attack would have been your best friend. And he was good at the body attack, but I don't feel like it was sustained enough, you know? Shawn Porter, I feel like he didn't make an adjustment It was like he was coming, like the game plan was to tell the Cuban or show the Cuban, because, you know, I'm not trying to stereotype. I love my Cubanos, but a lot of Cuban fighters are kind of known for their boxing IQ, ring IQ, because the Cuban school, school of boxing. Not everyone, because you always have the, Luis Ortizes and Gamboas who do a little bit of everything, and have a great offense.
This the real deal. This the real deal.
Easy work.
Easy work.
$10 super chat. Hashtag new media. What Floyd really did was elevate the money for the fighters. Fact. But the promoters are manipulating their big money fighters to milk them / us for said money by holding big fights hostage. I agree with that. But that's what I'm saying. It's like they're taking what Floyd did and then they're pinpointing it and using it for evil. Because evil is like, because it's not what the fans want or need. And they're like, oh, let's let this Canelo and Triple G marinate. We could have been done with Canelo and Triple G because they were supposed to fight in 2016. They could have already had the 3 fights. But that whole prolonged year where Canelo dropped the belt instead of just fighting Triple G then, that, and he was fighting Liam Smith and Amir Khan, that pushed everything back a year. So now we're just now getting caught up. Same thing with Anthony Joshua and Wilder. They could have already had a rematch by now, or at least a rematch scheduled. But no, they pushed it out, didn't do it the last 2-3 years. Now we're still waiting for it, hoping they keep winning and shit. So, yeah, I agree with you. But, yeah, Ugas, he was boxing well. I think he kind of abandoned his body attack. Shawn Porter, he didn't really make the adjustment. Like, I thought, this is the thing. Why do fighters in a fight stop doing what's working, and then some fighters keep doing what may have been working but is no longer been working? I never understood that with fighters. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just easier to see from the outside in, but I always see that where a fighter will have like a crazy body attack and they'll just abandon it. Or a jab or something, they're doing a great jab, it's setting up everything, all their combination, then they'll stop doing it. Or then you'll see someone who's doing something and it's effective, then it stops being effective and they'll keep doing it. And that's kind of where the lull that I feel like Shawn Porter got in. At first, he had a lot of pep and bounce, and he was moving and evasive, showing he could box. That was cool. But as Errol Spence said, he said Shawn Porter's going to mess around and lose trying to be cute. I really feel like Shawn Porter, round 4 or so, should have switched. You showed you can box. That offset him for a little bit. Now flip it totally and start doing what you're kind of known for. The fight you brought to Thurman, the fight you brought to Paulie, the fight you brought to who else did he fight? Eric Bonet, the fight you brought to Broner. And then he didn't really do it. He's like, he stayed in this rut so long, it was just like live and die by the sword, and he was stuck trying to outbox a Cuban fighter. You get what I'm saying? And I think that was the mistake, because a decorated Cuban fighter, most of them are going to be technical, and he happens to be taller than you and bigger than you. So you're not going to just outbox him for 12 rounds straight. That's hard to do with these Cuban fighters that are precise and skilled, so you would have to mix it up in that regard. You get what I'm saying? So for the first 4 or 5 rounds, give him that, and he wasn't expecting you to box. I get it. But right when he starts getting a feel for that, for you outboxing him, now you start fighting him like you did Berto. What people are known for you, and take it to that next gear and that next level, and like come in crazy and stuff like that. But I think he ended up getting stuck in that rut where he was trying to box a Cuban. I don't really know. And then that's when in the middle rounds, then you guys took over and had picked his shots well. Good jab, went to the body some, and was more precise and more technical. And through this fight, Shawn Porter missed. He made him miss wild, like where he was swinging. And I think that burned energy. So You know, kind of a weird game plan from both. Now, the thing I didn't like that Ugas did was he was clowning around, and you weren't like, bro, you're not winning it like that. It's not no runaway fight performance where you should even be trying to play mind games. Beyond that is, why are you trying to play mind games with a motherfucker who has a better resume than you? AKA, he's been in bigger fights than this. He's been in bigger fights than you. And you think you're going to psych him out? A guy who had an amateur pedigree, you know, fought. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but Shawn Porter, I mentioned it a long time ago, and then I seen people steal my shit like always and start reporting it, or like, you know, stating it after they heard it on my shit, but whatever. Anyway, Shawn Porter beat Alexander Usyk in the amateurs. Some of y'all didn't know that. So, a guy with the amateur pedigree with a win over Usyk, I'm pretty sure they fought Edwin Rodriguez and, you know, Demetrius Andre probably, you know, just the people who were relevant at the time, right? So he has an amateur pedigree. He's been in way bigger fights than you, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, and you're trying to clown around thinking that's going to get under his skin and psych him out. You know, and like, your lip is all bloodied and shit. You're kind of the visitor because you're not American, and on top of that, you're, most importantly, not the champion. And you playing games and like dropping your hands and, you know, playing, you know, just joking around and like doing bolo. You're not winning the fight like that to be doing any of that. So I feel like you guys doing some of it, you know, the theatrics would have been cool, some of it. And this is coming from a fan of the sport who actually likes showboating. Like, I'm not no prude. I don't like, oh, why is this guy trash talking? Why is he showboating? I actually love that. But I love it when people are doing it only if they're in control. Like my guy, Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones was in control of fights doing that shit. And he was Mr. Untouchable. So it didn't really matter. Nobody was making him pay for the fuckery he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker just be dancing in the thing. Didn't I just say that? Pensacola. Like, he was having fun in there. But he was athletic enough to do it and get away with it. And people, like, I remember Roy Jones used to be playing. One of my favorite, I think he was fighting like Richard Hall or something. I don't know. And he knocked him down, and he marched backwards like a robot, and he was just like, no, actually he turned his head like that. I think Chris Eubank did that too. He was like this, he just like froze up like a robot, and he was just like, and then he just started walking backwards hella slow. I'm like, this dude is a fool. I wasn't grabbing the rope, Jim. We was chicken fight. I'm from Florida, as we call it, chicken fight. Didn't I just say that? You know. But guys like that, Prince Nassim, Muhammad Ali, they showboat. Like I said, there's this one famous clip where Muhammad Ali's like kind of grabbing the ropes and doing like this, and none of the punches are connecting. So he's grabbing the ropes, and I've seen it where like a rendition of it. Muhammad Ali's kind of in the corner, turnbuckle, grabbing the ropes and doing all this, but none of the punches are connecting. And then somebody put the hammer, you can't touch this, doom, 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 that song over it. So you guys, I don't feel like he had a firm grasp on the fight to be playing around and shit. And he was trying to do that. You should be focused on kind of the game plan and picking the shots, because the moments and opportunities look like it was there. The other thing that made it weird for me, I know Shawn Porter initially missed weight by 1.5 pounds or whatever. I'm wondering if he was even weight dropping. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm wondering if he had, if that weight cut really fucked with him. You know, because I never really remember him like missing weight. He normally weighs in naked, pause. And he still missed weight. And then he came back in the made weight. I wonder if that had some effect on him, to be honest. Because I thought even in the 12th, for this, the thing that Shawn Porter did that I didn't prefer. In the 12th round, I thought, damn, this fight is extremely tight. It's extremely close. These dudes are going to go and give it everything. You know, like just an epic You know, just go. Who was it? Was it Leo Santa Cruz? Did he go the distance his last fight? Leo Santa Cruz's last fight went the distance, didn't it? I forgot who he fought that last replacement. But look at Leo Santa Cruz that last round. The bell was about to ring. He just threw everything. And I'm not saying you have to do it that much, you know, to the point where you possibly get hurt. But Leo Santa Cruz was just chunking him. And given how close, like, okay, just look at it. Just look at what I'm saying. Shawn Porter, the fight's super close. You might lose you don't know what the judges have in a fight like that. You might lose your title right now if you don't, you know, convincingly win this. You guys, if you don't step it up, then you won't get the title. And you're not a big enough name to the point where, you know, you could just, like Danny Garcia and Broner, they can bounce back off a loss and come back in big fights because they have a big enough profile. You guys, you know, his biggest win, Ray Robinson Jr. or some shit. You get what I'm saying? So you don't have that. So I just really expected him to go for the gusto. And then especially for Shawn Porter, I don't feel like he was like almost hesitant in the 12th round. He wasn't really throwing punches. Shout out to my dude Cheetahhead. We were texting my writer Bakari, and he was like, man, they just having a staring contest in the middle in some of the early rounds. They were like posturing and stuff. Like it was like a Wild West showdown in the old saloon or something. And I didn't understand that. Like you should be punching with conviction, punching with everything you have, because it's either to keep your title or it's to get a title. Shout out to my dude Kari. Yeah, man. It's to get a title or to keep a title. And then there's points where it's just like just staring at each other. I don't know. So it was like a hard fight. I thought you guys did good in the 12th round though. Well, better than Shawn Porter. I don't feel like he went for it. That's what makes me think that maybe the weight cut really, because his cardio is usually on point. Maybe it was the earlier body shots from Ugas. I don't really know. He might have been tired. Shawn Porter, he was fast as fuck early. See, that's what I'm saying. Shawn Porter might have had a Deontay Wilder performance. But the thing is, he don't have Deontay Wilder power. He has power, but he don't have Wilder. I could fuck up for X amount of rounds and erase you. You know? Because Wilder, in the Tyson Fury fight, he was telegraphing in the middle round. The moment he was like trying so hard to impress that made it less impressive. It wasn't flowing. And Tyson Fury is not the person you want to do that with because he's already awkward. You know? So it might have been a mental thing. Shawn Porter was maybe in the, I want to get a knockout and I want to show people I can box so much to the point of fault where he showed he could box, but then he didn't kind of come out of that rhythm, or he couldn't get out of the rhythm, or, you know, Ugas made the proper adjustments and he was too tired, and, you know, Ugas was doing some stuff. That's why boxing, it's a thinking man's game, you know, at the elite level. But I don't, it reminds me of, I said this in my post-fight video, it reminds me of Canelo versus Mayweather. Like, Canelo, bro, you're 23, Mayweather's 36, 37. Some people said Mayweather's legs weren't the same, and you're up here trying to outbox the best boxer of this generation. That's foolish, like Ashanti. Very, very foolish. You're trying to outbox Floyd Mayweather, you know? And I thought for Shawn Porter to continue to try to outbox a tall, long-armed Cuban with the Cuban kind of the bravado. You know, a lot of Cuban fighters have the bravado, like Luis Ortiz and Edislan Lara. They have that cockiness to it, you know what I'm saying, to the fight. And you know, I'm not trying to stereotype, but they just have that swag. You know, and that bravado. So I don't feel like that's a good game plan to stay in, because eventually it's going to probably be tougher and tougher to outbox him. So, you know, I feel like both fighters kind of had a weird game plan. Why did that guy get put in timeout for saying he was tired, he was moving a lot? He said, my bad, phone slip. Hey, I know you just became a shooter, but I'm just telling everyone the same. The shooters keep doing this. Like I'm just gonna pull badges. I'm telling you, because people keep saying, "Oh, my phone did this and this," and then, but innocent people are getting like taken out the chat. That's not good for business. That's not good for them. So I don't know. Y'all got to get a selfie stick or something, because I don't like, because I start going to see why people are blocked, and I'm like, what do they even say? No, I get it, but I'm just saying somebody else did that too. Ronald did that earlier. Kenny Porter said before the fight that this would be the toughest of their career. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. It's a difficult style for sure. But see, this is the other thing. With Ugas, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he could have upped the tempo too. Like what he was doing was working, but really try. He actually seemed more aggressive with Ray Robinson. I watched that fight. You know, I watched that fight. He looked more aggressive in that fight. You know, so maybe it was just a stylistic thing. Maybe it's just how they, you know, the two styles mixed up. But I wouldn't say it's the best performance from either guy, to be honest. You know, there's definitely things they could have done differently. Ugas versus Danny would be interesting. Nah, I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't want to watch that, because it's two counter punchers. You know, so I don't know. But Danny Garcia wouldn't fight like the same. You guys should have used his jab a lot more, but he kept waiting for Shawn. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why he's the champion. So you have to understand and know that that's how some people score. Like, I told you, somebody told me in my life, they said perception is reality. And I'm like, what? That's bullshit. That don't make, but it's true. You know, perception is reality. It doesn't mean it's actually true, but if there's a perception of it, then, you know, and you don't know, with the judge, Shawn Porter bouncing around and moving and, you know, things like that, and looking like he's going after you more, that might be impressing someone from where they're sitting and stuff. So I just feel like you guys should have, he kind of has to look in the mirror to a degree too. And then, just like I said, the theatrics, like you showboating like shit is cute, and then get out the ring real quick after they announce that you lost. Why were you doing that? Like, you know, so it's kind of a weird fight, to be honest. Kind of a weird fight. Like, some of that, like, as much as he was like showboating, use some of that in it. I'm not saying don't do it, because I get the mental skullduggery or whatever, but use at least some of that energy to having more decisive rounds. Like, if the rounds are super close, I would probably stop clowning around as much and try to sit down on some punches, you know, reestablish my jab. You get what I'm saying? As opposed to playing around, like, you know, and then being sad when it don't go your way. And Edislandi Lara, he kind of, so maybe it's just some of the Cuban fighters. Maybe it's like they're used to the amateurs, because a lot of the Cubans have amateur pedigree. So some of them have this amateur mentality where, you know, I can piss you off, and like you know, I just have to touch you, and I'm gonna do a certain amount, and that's enough. But the amateurs are scored different than the pros. It's just two different arenas. You also have boxing politics in the pros, and, you know, just different things. They could be trying to make Shawn Porter versus Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia winner behind behind the scenes, as long as he wins. So, you don't really know like the details and stuff. So I feel like you guys should have probably buckled down and stop clowning around. You really want that title. I don't know. Just really weird that he would choose to do that. You guys won, bro. That's fine. You could say he won, but he also has himself to blame for not winning. And I just told you on this, I probably would have gave it to him by a round or two. But it wasn't like no runaway fight for either guy. Period. See, 4 Life 1 Deep. Exactly. He said even Floyd knows when to get aggressive when he fought Maidana in the first fight. That's what I'm saying. These dudes, it's like they're trying to be like Floyd, but they don't know. They don't have the formula right. Eric Johnson, appreciate you. He said, keep doing your thing, ego. They don't have the formula. It's like they messing up the recipe type shit. You think you're doing enough. Floyd be embarrassing people. And his defense be wavier than these dudes. Plus he's pot shotting, slipping, punches whizzing by, and he's connecting, rocking their heads back. Like, look at the Guerrero fight. I mean, Guerrero's head was like this and shit. Like a mermaid came out the water. This shit was just like that. You guys never did that. Like, there were some good jabs and good stuff, but did you ever see, like, major moments where you guys like connected some crazy vicious, and Shawn Porter, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying nothing hurt and things like that, but it's not like there was nothing like eye-catching about the shots. And if you play around and set it up, then he probably could have maybe done that. Oh, y'all laughing at the mermaid? Y'all know what I'm talking about, like a shampoo commercial or something. So I just feel like both fighters should have done a couple things different. So that's kind of my thoughts on the main event. Who'd you guys have winning? Put the last name of the fighter y'all had winning. Last name of the fighter you had winning in the main event. Draw. Ugas. Porter by 1. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like people coming on my page. Ugas won, bro. Porter won, bro. Like, it's just, there's no real one answer here. Look at the comments though. The comments are all over the place. So I don't think anyone's really right per se here. All right, we're going to try this. Terrence Crawford versus Ugas or Terrence Crawford versus Porter. If Crawford would Crawford lose to either Ugas or Porter, in your opinion? Would either guy beat Crawford? I just want to talk about the welterweight picture. Crawford, Porter, or Ugas, can either of them beat Crawford? None of them. All right, 8 more seconds of voting. Crawford versus Ugas or Porter. Would Crawford lose to either? Four seconds. 2, 1. All right. We'll start off with Ugas versus Errol Spence. Who would win? Last name of the person that would win. Errol or Ugas? Errol or Ugas? Who would win? Spence easy. Because that was his mandatory. And he was saying that Earl, I think he said Earl was ducking him. All right, we're closing the vote. Shawn Porter versus Errol Spence. Last name of who would win that. Errol Spence versus Shawn Porter. I want to know from the fans who would win. Starting now. We're doing a new vote. Shawn Porter, Errol Spence, who wins? Shawn Porter, Errol Spence. Spence for sure. Spence by KO, Errol, Spence. Damn. Spence by demolition, Spence. Wow. You know what would be a good fight? Berto versus Ugas. That might be good. I still would like to see Shawn Porter versus Maidana too. I think that'll be interesting. You know, if Maidana loses 206 pounds or whatever he needs to lose to get back to 147. No, Maidana's kind of big, bro. He big right now. So if he gets that weight up off him, I would like that. Maidana about to fight Butterbean. Do you know how big your paychecks had to be to just retire after them and gain weight? Like, fuck it, for years and just dip. That motherfucker, that's some money when you just stop. That's like when people win the lottery and quit their job on the spot and shit. Maidana was like, fuck y'all. Maidana, I don't know his age, 34, 35 maybe. Give Danny Garcia loses to Adrian Granados, he's going to retire. Do you think he'll lose to Adrian? Man, I'm kind of mad because I wanted to see that fight and it's in my state, but then they also have Crawford versus Khan the same day in New York. That's disappointing. Jeff Horn versus Ugas. Jeff Horn's at middleweight now, though. Hey, Floyd. Yeah, that dude's at middleweight. So I don't think that's going to happen. My comments won't show up on my other YouTube for your chat, G. That means you probably got blocked. Why? See, y'all be having multiple accounts and shit. Y'all be having them burner accounts. Yeah, fuck you guys, man. And then get blocked and then come back. Yeah, man, I'll be out in Dallas for Spence Garcia. But, you know, that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on the main event today. I'm about to get out of here. Holla at the boy. Let me know what y'all want me to talk about. You know, I need video topic ideas. Anything do y'all want me to talk about? Yeah, F.A. Jogba, man. That dude's strong. DAZN stable? Who you want me to talk about? Hey, no, guys. Hey, Max. Hey, Max. I'm ready for everybody. Like, what you want me to say about DAZN? Man, my dude, he in the chat, so don't blame me. He said Butterbean was on DAZN fighting. And I was like, what? The Bean is back? No, he said these two Butterbeans. I'm like, what? Butterbean fighting? Because I don't have DAZN right now. So I was like, what are you talking about? I'm going to show y'all. I was so mad when I seen this. He said Butterbean was fighting. Look. Who the fuck is this on DAZN right now? Yo, who is that? That looked like King Hippo from Punch Out. The dude with the little X tape on his belly button. And you just jab that motherfucker, bow, bow. And his trunks, his trousers will fall off. Bro, who does DAZN? DAZN isn't bad. That's what's up, but who was that dude? See, y'all never answer my questions. Who the fuck were they? Was that the heavyweight division? So somebody said it looked like a Homer Simpson. Dow! Donuts. That was Lucas Brown? Nah, he just fought. Hey, bro. Hey, DAZN, you gotta do something, baby. Hey, these cars. DAZN. See, that's what I'm saying. They try to load up on. I'm so anxious to see how this works. Because DAZN spending big bread and it's going all towards their starting lineup. It's going all to their starting six. You know, Canelo, Jacobs, Triple G, maybe Klitschko, maybe Wilder. It's like these are the guys that are hogging the whole budget. You giving Canelo $500 million by himself. And see, this is what I'm just trying to tell y'all. I try to tell y'all this. We have to wait and see how it all plays out. But this could go real south with those types of that type of money. I'm glad fighters are getting paid good amounts of money, but you got to listen to this. With that much money tied up in one fighter, like the reality of it is this, and this is what I'm saying. People take Floyd Mayweather and use him as like the gold standard. But guess what? Not everybody's a Floyd Mayweather. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if you had to bet who's going to be undefeated for the next 5 years that's in boxing right now, name a fighter. Name a fighter that if you had to bet your whole life saving, you would get evicted from the spot you live, that they would be undefeated, fighting good competition for the next 5 years. Name somebody. You think Wilder will be undefeated for the next? It's possible, but it's not guaranteed because you got different people. The Joshua fight's tough. Tyson Fury is a tough fight. If Daniel Dubois or one of these F.A. Ajagbas develop, I said for the next 5 years. That's longer than you think. Spence is possible. Crawford is possible. But I'm just saying it's really a handful of guys. There's only a handful of guys that I could think of that where I would be like, I would make that wager or something. That's my point. Not everyone's Floyd. Not okay, who's gonna be undefeated and have a 20-year career like Floyd Mayweather and then end it? Do you get one? 20 years is a long fucking time, people. Canelo, that was horrible since Canelo already lost. And then beyond that, people think he lost some of the fights where they said he won recently. So, yeah, you just clearly a Canelo man fan. Canelo might not win in May. Like, why you bullshitting? He might not beat Jacobs. You talking about he'll be under. But get the fuck. These dudes, bro. These man fans, I'm telling you, that emotion get the best of most of, and I didn't realize how emotional men were, until I started covering boxing. That motherfucker might not get past Jacobs for real. To be, to just say he might be undefeated for the next 5 years, especially if you look at his division, like, damn, can he get past Jacobs, Triple G3, plus Demetrius Boo Boo Andre? You talking about 5 years? That's a long time to remain relevant. I said the next 5 years. So everybody else heard me say 5 years except for yo ass. He tried to correct me. He said, you said the next 5. Bro, I said the next 5 years. Motherfucker tried to switch what I said. Everyone else heard it correctly but you. So once again, more emotion. He's just making up shit now. You said 5. You said for the next 5 minutes. Like, I didn't say that. I said for the next 5 years. Anyway, my point being is this: before we get sidetracked with the peanut gallery, Floyd Mayweather is an anomaly. He's a once in a generation fighter. These other guys, aren't necessarily going to go undefeated for 20 years. That's 22 years. It's really hard to do. Lomachenko won't make it 5 years. He already got a loss too, you know what I'm saying? So, to go the next 5 years fighting the right people, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to do. So that's my thing. So like, let's say Canelo, you got half a billy tied up in Canelo for his contract, and look at who the people out there for him fight. He might not get past that. So you have to hope that he either wins the fight or his stock doesn't plummet, or take a dip if he loses a fight, and especially if he loses it bad. Same thing with that's why it's super risky what DAZN's doing, is because the money's flowing right now. They're offering all these people all this money up front, but it's only the starting lineup, the starting 6-7 people. You get what I'm saying? And they're putting so much money into individual fighters. Like, see, the thing is, people hate it, but like Al Heyman actually has a stable. So even if let's say Danny Garcia was one of his big names, or Broner, he still has Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? He has Gary Russell Jr. He has Leo Santa Cruz. He has other guys where he can, like, up and comers, Joey Spencer, and just different people like that he can lean on. F.A. Ajagba might be somebody, a big name, if he keeps developing. But what DAZN's doing, they're not investing in the whole bird's nest. They're investing in like a bird, like the Triple G bird, this bird, a couple birds here, and they're putting like large monies, like Triple G, for example. Anthony Yards with Frank Warren. They said Triple G getting 40, 50 million, 1,000 million. Who cares? He's getting a lot of money, right? For the next 3-5 years or whatever. People are already saying that Triple G is losing a step. He's getting older. Some people were saying Triple G should retire. Like, literally, I've literally heard people say, oh yeah, everyone ducked him and now, he's getting older. So DAZN has him and they just signed him, but people have already started saying he's slowing down. Crazy. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, Triple G, you have all this money tied into him. You just gonna have him on the network? What if you put him in there with Canelo and Canelo knocks him out? So you're gonna still keep paying him like the big bucks, and he's twice beaten now. Now he's getting knocked out, or he fights Andrade, and let's say Andrade knocked out. Do you get what I'm saying? So we'll have to see how it all plays out. I'm not saying he will definitely get knocked out, but people have like speculated that he's slowing down. Same thing with Klitschko. Klitschko is 42 years old, coming off of 2 losses, and I'm hearing they were giving him 42 billion. I mean, not billion, excuse me, million. You're gonna get, like, I'm not hating. That's cool. That's great money for Klitschko. If you can get it, get it. Get it while you can't. Like, that's my thoughts. Get them Wilder, all these dudes. Get the money while you can. But I just don't see how that's sustainable. Paying a guy like Klitschko. Name the biggest fight Klitschko could be in on DAZN. So I still have the same concerns. I feel like something has to give. DAZN price has to go up. They have to incorporate pay-per-view models occasionally. I really don't see, they get rid of the 30-day trial. I don't know what it is. It's not my company, but something is going to have to give. Okay, so he says the biggest fight for Klitschko would be AJ. So a rematch to a guy that he already knocked out, who disappeared for another 2 years in retirement and came back. There's a chance that Joshua might be better now and might knock him out sooner. We don't know. I don't know. Maybe he beats Joshua. I don't know. I'm just saying. You know, there's a chance Gerald Miller might beat AJ. So you gave Klitschko all this money. Like, let's say he takes it. You're paying him all this money. Then look, this is the product that you have. And this, my point is, the reason I brought Mayweather, most of these guys probably aren't going to be, if they fight the right competition, a lot of these guys aren't going to be undefeated much longer. Or there's at least a chance that they won't be undefeated. You know, and we know how boxing fans are in boxing. Like, Brandon Rios, it really wasn't that long ago where Brandon Rios was at 130, 135-ish, you know, and he was making a lot of noise and he was undefeated and they were saying he was the next dude. That was like 2013, 14 maybe. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that, it wasn't really too long ago. But now when people talk about Brandon Rios, they're like, damn, he lost to Humberto Soto, really? You know, he's fighting Canelo's brother. And that's the thing. DAZN is so aggressive, trying to get this big lineup of A-listers, that they're just spending money. They don't have a ton of fighters, but they have heavy hitters, but they're singular. So you have to, it's hard to explain. I mean, I think I'm trying to do my best job to explain it. They have heavy hitters and they're going after heavy hitters, but they have a lot of money tied up in heavy hitters. So the thing is, from a business, when these heavy hitters, you know, collect these big paychecks, and then this is the product you're stuck with, and then they start taking losses, then, you know, you're paying X amount of dollars out to them for their fights, whatever, per their contract. And that's it. And you're not doing pay-per-view for $10 a month. That's, I don't know how that's going to work. What if Jacobs knocked out Canelo? You don't think his stock will drop? You get what I'm saying? You think he's just gonna be, no matter what, he's just gonna be the biggest person? I'm not gonna say he's like he'll fall off completely, but if he got knocked out, that's gonna be a major setback to him. And you have to go on and keep paying him handsomely, and his fan base could change. I'm just trying to tell you, I'm just trying to be as sensible and reasonable as possible. I don't see how that's going to work. Again, and that's what I'm saying. Canelo's no Floyd Mayweather. He's good. He's dope. I fuck with him. But he's arguably lost more fights than he's actually lost, but he has lost. So there's no guarantee he's going to be like a Mayweather and be undefeated. You get what I'm saying? So it's crazy when you see these crazy deals being thrown out to fighters. Like, I mean, it's a risk. Even Tyson Fury with ESPN. So it's not just DAZN. It's anybody getting a big deal, because here's a perfect example. ESPN, I don't know how much he's getting, but one of the reports said he was getting 108 mil, even though Bob Arum, I seen that he said that's not true. Tyson Fury said it was true on Twitter. Whatever. Let's just say it's true. That's a lot of money for a boxer, right? 108 million. What if you put Tyson Fury in there with a big puncher in his next fight, and he don't look the same because of what he endured in the 12th round? You guys have to understand, Tyson Fury, our last impression of Tyson Fury in a boxing ring performing as a prize fighter was him getting virtually knocked out until the four count, getting back up, and then trying to fight back. Bell rang, it's over. We don't know if there was a 13th round or if that happened in the 10th round. We don't know if Wilder would have been able to finish the job in that particular fight. So if he gets in there with the big puncher, then, you know, straight away, you don't know what's going to happen, because we never got to see him in the ring for another additional round. I don't know if she said that. Fury's wife said he will never fight Wilder again. She said he's scary and big and hits hard. I never heard her say he'll never fight him again. So that's my thing. You're like, okay, so Tyson Fury, you're gonna give him up to $108 million, and it's like a big signing, but he might not even be the same after the Wilder. Stavern was literally never the same, and he never even. Tyson Fury got knocked on his ass twice. Stavern didn't. Well, he technically should have, because he tackled Wilder, but technically he didn't. She said he said in the GQ fight interview. Hey, you gotta send me that. I'm gonna make a video about that. I never heard that. But anyway, Stavern tackled Wilder. You know, the judge ruled it a slip, but it was really a knockdown. But technically, Stavern didn't get knocked down in the first fight. He's never been the same fighter since. Now, I'm not saying Tyson Fury's skill set is the same as Bermain Stavern. They're two different heights, two different fighters, but it's still the same. So that Wilder power is for real. So ESPN's, they're spending a lot of ducats. So the other option they have is this. Put Tyson Fury in there with the cupcake that you know he'll beat, or someone who's not powerful, you know. I would go out and venture to say he's not going to fight a major puncher with like a 67% knockout ratio or higher. I don't think they'll put him in there with someone like that very next fight. Like if he comes back in April or whatever, I don't think they're going to put Tyson Fury in there with a massive puncher. It's going to be a guy, manual charge, just somebody who's hasn't achieved it, because they're going to try to protect that investment. That's what I think is going to happen. Because he's clearly not going in there with Wilder, who has all the power, But let's see if they put him in with Luis Ortiz. Let's see if they put him in with Dillian White. See if they put him in with even a Rivas, And that would probably be the best option you would want to take. Rivas over Dillian White, Luis Ortiz, or Wilder again. They're not going to put it. I don't see it. I don't see him putting him in. Mark my words. Don't see him putting him in with like a Daniel Dubois, even though he's young and all that. They're not going to. I don't see it, because they got all this money tied up in him, and they got to make. See, that's what I'm saying. If you got the complexion for the protection, they'll make sure. They'll try their best to make sure that everything goes smoothly. They'll help you even, not help you fight, but they'll put you in the best position matchmaker wise to try to win. Yeah, Tyson Fury versus Brian Jennings, coming off of a loss and he was knocked out. Yeah, they might do something like that because he's coming off a loss. And then they'll be like, oh, he has a name, so they might do something like that. That's my guy. Shout out to BY. But that's not right for him. He's coming off a knockout loss. Tyson Fury's saying he won 10 rounds, so he should be good to go. See, and this is what I'm saying with the politics in boxing. Tyson Fury run around saying he won 10 rounds to 2, but let's see if he fights an opponent that is conducive to a guy who just dominated and beat someone else's ass 10 rounds to 2. All right. So you just won your last fight in your brain. You won your last fight 10 to 2. Let's see if they put you in with the confidence of a guy who just won 10 to 2 in his last fight. Period. I'm out. Holla at the boy. That's my thoughts on boxing. Porter versus Ugas fight. Tyson Fury versus Kubrat Pulev. And see, that doesn't even make sense. Frank Warren says ESPN wants to put Tyson Fury in a U.S. exposure builder fight. Kubrat Pulev, nobody in America knows Kubrat Pulev. See, bro, I told you, new media is destroying the game. We are literally destroying the game in a good way, because all that bullshit that people say, the old media shit, it doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. Remember when Tyson Fury and Eddie Hearns, they were asking people in New York and L.A., hey, do you know the Bronze Bomber? Do you know Deontay Wilder? Do you know? Let's see if they do that to Tyson Fury's next opponent. So if he does fight Kubrat Pulev, Let's see if you go around in America, and since it's a U.S. exposure fight, and see if people know who Kubrat Pulev is. If Tyson Fury just said to Wilder via Twitter, hey, kid, you know, you want to rematch me again, you got to build yourself up, build up your name in America. Okay, so let's see if his next opponent is more well-known in America with this built, you know, pristine profile that he wants Wilder to have. You know, that doesn't make sense. Wilder got to build his name up, even though you had a successful pay-per-view that everyone's still talking about. He got to build up his brand in America where he's from, but you can fight a foreign guy, you know, which is a definitely a possibility in America as a U.S. exposure fight, and that person doesn't have to build up their UK or their USA profile. Stop it. It's the same thing with Gerald Miller getting the AJ fight, but Wilder had to jump through these circus rings, these hoops on fire, these fire hoops. How does that make sense? So Gerald Miller gets the AJ fight straight away with no belt, with no resume that is comparable to Deontay Wilder's. His power is not comparable to Deontay Wilder's, but he still got the AJ fight because he you know has the right charisma and he's American. Wilder has charisma and he's American, and he has a belt, and he has the most power in boxing, and he's been screaming on Joshua. He don't get the fight. They say, oh, you got to fight Dillian White at the time. You got to fight on Sky Sports. You got to fight, you know, at the O2 Arena first with Dillian White, and then we'll give you Joshua. But Gerald Miller didn't have to fight at the O2 Arena. He didn't have to fight Dillian White. Stop it. I'm out. Peace.